Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to take a look at Galakrond Rogue. Galakrond Rogue is perhaps the strongest deck in the game at the moment. It's at least capable of truly insane swings, because Galakrond the Nightmare, when it's fully invoked, it draws you 4 free cards. Hearthstone Togwaggle, you typically pick Wondrous Wand from that, so that's going to be 3 free cards. So the ability to get a bunch of free stuff, and then you can do Leroy, Shadow Step, Eviscerate, boom, 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 everything explodes, and it's just so crazy when it works. And it often works, and even if the rogue is like almost out of the game, it can just top deck Galakrond or top deck Hearthstone, activate them, and suddenly it has tons of resources again. So, a really powerful deck. I played this deck to Legend this season. I had 75% win rate to get to Legend from rank 2 with this, and yeah, it was just crazy. In addition to all those free cards and the burst damage from Galakrond Hearthstone, the deck has Edwin Van Cleef in it, and Edwin Van Cleef can win just any matchup. The matchups are typically unfavored, like Druid is one of the most difficult matchups for Galakrond Rogue. If you drop a huge Edwin right at the start, you suddenly just win that one. Boom. Druid can't do anything. Because of that weaker Druid matchup, I opted to take this deck a little bit against Druid, so I chose to include Questing Adventure. I had great results with Questing Adventure in a budget version of this archetype, so I figured I would also take it the full cost version. Turns out I didn't face that many Druids, so Snip Snap probably would have been a better option for that slot. But if you face Druids, then you can have Edwin, and then you can have Questing Adventure, so you can more reliably have that early game snowball against Druid. And because Rogue is so incredibly common right now, then I've chosen to include a Boom Pistol Bully in the deck. I've seen some people even play with 2 copies if they really don't like losing the Rogues. And Boom Pistol Bully, it just completely shuts down Rogue for a turn, because most of Rogue's cards are Battle Cry cards. So then Rogue can't do anything and you just win the game. The toolbox of Galakrond Rogue is just so immense. Like, there's Sap, for example, which can be used to remove buffs, but Sap is also a really flexible tool to gain tempo. Let's say I'm playing against Dragon Hunter and they just played Rottnest Drake. Sometimes I sap the Rottnest Drake and develop a couple of lackeys and stuff, and then playing Rottnest Drake again doesn't do that much, because I don't have a big minion that it would be able to kill the single big target. And I gain a lot of tempo against the Hunter. They might never have enough time to play the Rottnest Drake again. Not that Rottnest Drake is your ideal target, but just to showcase that in addition to removing buffs from a minion, using Sap for tempo can just swing games. Another card that's worth talking about is Shadow Step. Of course you have that Leroy Shadow Step, and if you have free Leroy, then even Leroy Shadow Step, Leroy Shadow Step. So many Leroys can be played. But Shadow Step is more than that. Shadow Step, of course, can be used to give you some resources, but one of the nice things that I like to do with Shadow Step is that I Shadow Step something, make it potential like 0 cost lackey to be played with, for example, Hearthstone Togwaggle on 6, so you can play the 0 cost lackey and Hearthstone, or on 5 you can play that 0 cost lackey and the Faceless Corruptor on it. So you can also use Shadow Step to give you cheaper cards in hand that you can then use to activate your combo and Battlecry effects. The toolkit of Galakrond Rogue, it is just immense. As for the mulligans with this deck, if you're in an aggressive matchup, you're facing something like a Hunter for example, you want to hold on to your Pharaoh Cat. That's just such a great card to play out on one, it's a phenomenal card. And then you want to use some of these defensive tools like Backstab and Seal Fate, so that you can respond to what the opponent is doing. And if you're on the coin in an aggressive matchup, you should keep Edwin, because then you're able to get a big Edwin out there fairly early, and that can also win you the game. If you're on the play, it's an aggressive matchup, then you probably won't have enough time to get that Edwin out there. And if you're on the coin, then keeping Evil Miscreant is also an option. It can give you more defensive tools with those 2 lackeys. Whereas if you're in a slow matchup, let's say you're against a mage for example, then Pharaoh Cat is still good. Pharaoh Cat it's just so good. But then you want to have a lot of power so that you can end the game, you can have some major threats. So in a slower matchup you can get Edwin and Cleave even when you're on the play, because you will still have enough time to make a big Edwin fairly early. And in a slow matchup you could also keep Heistbear and Togwaggle, because there are so many lackey generators in the deck, you will have lackeys. You will always have lackeys. And then the earlier you can play Heistbear and Togwaggle, the earlier you can get the Wondrous Wand, you can get the 3 free cards from that, and that can just give you such an insane tempo swing that just wins you the game. And Heistbear and Togwaggle is a better keep than Galakrond, because Heistbear and Togwaggle is really easy to activate, and those free cards potentially give you the tools also to become Galakrond. Whereas if you keep Galakrond and you don't find the invoke cards, then it can be a little tricky. If you enjoy this content, you can support the channel by joining as a member or subscriber here on YouTube, and joining as a follower or subscriber on Twitch. Also check out the description for my other social media channels and other ways to support the content that I create. And now, let's go take a look at this Galakrond Rogue in action. More mirrors. I think we take this hand. I mean, I have a 1-drop, I can dagger on 2, I can Seal Fate, I can coin Shield of Galakrond. I'm in a good position to get my real Galakrond out fairly quickly. For example. I got this one in the last game too. What's up with this? Alright, alright. Daggering up. If I was expecting a lot of mirrors, this one probably should be a Snip Snap. So this is like anti-druid, anti-mage. Yeah, there you can see that. That's what this one should have been. Now we're going to Seal Fate that. And start taking down the tokens before they can be turned into like a Faceless Corruptor or something. Next one I could try to get the Questing Adventurer out there, although it's unlikely that it would stick. Yeah, a ton of lackeys. It's even less likely for it to stick, and it's possible also to play a Faceless Corruptor next turn. And I would have to sap his Miscreant. And that's not great, because he can play Lackey Miscreant and then another Lackey. But what sort of options do I have? I mean, I guess coin Shield of Galakrond is an option. It's probably the strongest option I have, actually. Not getting to build up a questing, but that should still work out. Point that and kill the mech. Or if there is a Ziliax in hand, then... If there is a Ziliax in hand, then that Ziliax cannot just come and kill this. And likewise, this one cannot value trade into something or do something like that first, and then be turned into a bigger minion. Seal Fate and a Rush Lackey, Seal Fate and a Damage Lackey. Lots of nice things he can do here. Those things are a little bit less nice than they could have been. No backstab and a Damage Lackey. Okay. Oh no, is it a huge Edwin turn? Well, I do have the sap, so I can sap the Edwin. But he can remake the Edwin because he has a ton of lackeys in hand. No, not an Edwin turn. Okay, well that's good news at least. Tough for him to low roll that one, but what can you do? Build a surprisingly big board here. 9 cards in hand. I mean, this has got to be just another Shield of Galakrond play, right? He played most of his cards and there wasn't an Edwin. And just Shield of Galakrond now, yeah. Alright, 9 cards still in hand. Cool. We can work with this. Not a ton of cards in hand for him, and there's been only one invoke so far. This could be a Highlander list. I haven't seen any duplicates yet, so all the options are open. One more invoke for the full Galakrond. Need to try to do something, a little bit something before that one too. Next turn could be some kind of questing adventure play, but I'm not sure if I have strong enough tools here. Hacked Faceless Corruptor, that was a good one. And this is a pretty good one. Because now there's some damage coming in. That can be a problem for me. I could of course like play Ziliax. If I play questing I can turn it into a 5/5. But I can still trade it away on board pretty easily. I can even value trade with this potentially. Sapping that doesn't seem like a great idea either. Ziliax kills this, then what? Ziliax will die. Ziliax probably next turn. Let's try this. Walk the plank could be useful. We'll give that a try in the near future. Invasive Worm could be useful. I get to do this, but I'm staring at 7 damage. 8 cards in hand. My hand is also pretty full. We'll see, we'll see. I've seen one Shadow Step. So if it's like a Highlander deck, there is no other Shadow Step. But it can still be regular deck too. Ziliax is nice. Oh, Ziliax and Eviscerate. Okay. It's almost out of resources. But I'm unable to fully remove all of his resources here. Leave 6 damage on the board. I probably have to leave 6 damage on the board. I could invoke the Galakrond fully, but I can't get rid of cards. I think this is the Evasive Worm that kills the 4/5. I haven't taken a point of damage anyway, so it doesn't matter that there is a Ziliax. That is the invoke number 2. Okay, so if there is a Galakrond in hand, a Highlander deck, which I start to think this might be, could play that. That's totally possible. Preserves the stuff, yeah. So Ziliax and walk the plank. I mean, no Ziliax, I can't play Ziliax. Need to be devoted maniac and walk the plank, right? Just can't get rid of my cards. So walk the plank there, and this one kills the Ziliax. Okay. 8 cards in hand. I have fully invoked Galakrond, but again, I'm not getting rid of my cards. Okay, it's not a Highlander deck. Alright. That's still good to know. That one can be scary. And if I zap this, he gets the full invoke. Flicking it Well, I have played both of mine. He has played both of his. Flicking it doesn't do that much. Maybe it is flick and witchy lucky turn though. Down to 16 is a little bit scary, because I could die to Leroy. I just can't get rid of cards in hand. That's my big problem here. I'm going to end up burning a card. I'm going to have to burn a card. And hope that I don't die now. Because next turn I can Gronks to clean up this board. The 5 armor should carry me enough here to not die. Okay. A small Galakrond. And it is not a Highlander, so there can be 2 Eviscerates, Leroys, all that stuff. I'll just die to Leroy Shadowstep here. That's a bit of a problem for me. But this is something that I was prepared for. I did this in order to be able to use Gronks. But Leroy Shadowstep can kill me. There are no guaranteed outs against that. 5 damage to all of the minions, yes please. Let's clean up this board. Then what? If I can find the Taunt Lucky, that can help me. I can try to turn Gronks into a Taunt. Yes, that is good. That is exactly what I need here. Hit face with that. Just start pushing in as much damage as I can. No, not the time. And do that instead. This is correct. Get 2 taunts on the way. Then I might be able to get a little bit of more health with the Ciliax. If he doesn't have a flick for this evasive Draconid, it should be able to protect me. Okay, this is looking good now. So it's Ciliax, because I want some health. Yeah, I need the health more than I need Heist Baron right now. Ciliax. And drop an Eviscerate on that. This one kills the tree one. Ciliax kills the 2/2 and gets me to 16. 7 cards in hand. This one goes face, right? This one generates lackeys. That one gives me some lackeys. This one goes to the dome. The weapon goes to the dome. 8 cards in hand. Okay. Got him down to 18 and I got up to 16. Next turn I cannot play my stuff, but I can play the Wrapped Golem. So this is not too bad at all. Can he kill the Ciliax so that it can't heal more? Crucial question. He can. Yeah. That was good for him, of course. Oh, and he's also able to kill that. This is getting a little bit scary. Because while I can obviously play Leroy, if I had Shadowstep I could have won this here. He has a lackey and 1 other card, so he doesn't have Leroy Shadowstep in hand either. 9 cards in hand, so I'm just going to play the Wrapped Golem here. Roll myself another lucky for the future. And I want to kill the damage lucky. Okay, this rolls me a 1-1 with Taunt, and I'm at 16, and he has only 2 cards plus lackeys. But he hasn't used the Heist Baron yet. Obviously this cannot be Heist Baron, so the top deck card could be Heist Baron. But other than that, can we actually do it? It starts to look like we can. Because it's pretty difficult to answer the 7-5. Okay, we got it. I don't know, these games are pretty intense. I'm not on the coin, so I don't think I want the miscreant here. If I had like backstab miscreant, yeah sure, then I'd keep it. But I need to get on the board. There's going to be a mech paladin. And they're going to come at me like a train. Kept everything too. No, not that one. Kept 3 cards. Okay. It could be pure paladin, but it's probably going to be mech paladin. Let's see what's going to happen. I don't drink and I don't smoke. Well, now things are going to happen. Pretty decent hand, I would say. I would love to praise Galakrond a little bit here. Do I want to praise Galakrond more than I want to seal Fate? If I don't praise Galakrond, when will I be able to praise Galakrond? I can get the damage lucky, I believe. Okay, couldn't get the damage lucky. Oh well, I need to value trade one of these hot air balloons away. Because they are scary. I think I have to try to transform that into a 2-drop. Ouch, failed. That hurts. Should I hit into something with the dagger? I guess I should. Let's see. Now that lower really hurt. Now there are still a bunch of... Oh no, that's going to... No. That's going to get a Skyclaw and a Glowtron probably. Oh, there was already a Skyclaw. Sure there was. That's what happens when you low roll. Well, I need to seal fate the Skyclaw to remove as much power from the board as I can. And I suppose it's time to play an Ethereal Lucky to discover Walk the Plank. And then I need to Shadow Step this so that I can play it back the next turn with a Faceless Corruptor. But I think I need to kill that one. This one's coming back next turn and it's going to become a Faceless Corruptor, but now nasty things will happen. Or maybe just another Skyclaw. Okay. That's tough of course, but still manageable. Too bad that one got the buff. I might die here. We'll see. We'll see soon. None of these are any good. I need to reduce the number of minions on this board, right? I could die now. It's possible. Next turn I would be able to walk the plank. So if he keeps buffing up the same minion, that would be great for me. And that's probably going to be a Leroy next turn or something. Because while I can now walk the plank this and double trade that, I mean I'm dead to Leroy and I'm dead to True Silver Champion. So one or the other should be in hand at this point. If there isn't, I get to play the Winged Guardian next turn. That was a True Silver Champion. I mean, when the aggro deck draws like that total nuts that it had, that was, I mean, 4 minions on the board on turn 2. Even Getwin now that I'm not on the coin. I don't think I can. Maybe if I had like backstab or something there, but with nothing I just can't. I have to get on the board early. And try to work my way from there. The meta that I have now been playing against would require Snip Snap instead of this questing. This was here so that I can beat druids and mages. But I haven't faced a single one. So until we actually find some druids and mages. Okay. Shotcut time. Take a hit over there. I mean, if he uses the hero power, then that's not very good, right? He could kill the shotbot and value trade, and then I can dagger that one down, and I still have a 2-1 on board. Or I can leave with a 1-1 on board. Not force me to dagger. We'll see how this goes. Oh, it's the Scale Rider. That's actually pretty good. But that is the perfect draw. Wow. I do like it when it happens. Yeah. Trading those away. Next turn could be questing and the Kobold Lackey. He no longer has the coin, so he can't play the Face Stalker and Hero Power on the same turn. He can have Corrosive Breaths. They can still kill the questing when it's at 3 health. That's totally possible. And there hasn't been an occasion to use Corrosive Breath yet. The Scale Rider was far superior to that. I mean, I agree with the coin Scale Rider play. It was a good play. That's probably a good play too, right? Oh, the Edwin. So I probably want the 4-4 Edwin here, right? Instead of a 3-3 questing. Because 3-3 questing can be answered with a Corrosive Breath, but the 4-4 Edwin cannot. So we put the 4-4 Edwin out there. This also challenges, like, if he wants to play Evasive Fellwing. I mean, yeah, he can, but it's going to die. Rotnest Drake is not yet available. Next turn could be a Boom Pistol Bully. Into like Shield of Galakrond and then the Lackey. But that can give him the Freezing Trap. So is it the Freezing Trap? I mean, it is either freezing or snakes. Right there and this gets frozen. Am I fine with that? I'm still fine with that, yeah. If I hit this and it's snakes, am I fine with that? Yeah, I'm fine with that too. Let's see which one it is. It's the snakes. But I'm fine with the snakes. I don't mind a few snakes. So then I can backstab there. I can trade with this, and I can trade with the dagger. And I can play the bully. And now he cannot play the Rotnest Drake this turn. But there can be other dragons that he can play. And just face Areno, being the place Areno. Oh, that Ciliax is a pretty good draw. I think I want to use it. Next turn he can play the Rottenness Drake. Am I cool with that? No, I'm cool with that. There goes the Celiax. And this one trades there. And that one hits face. He could play the Rottenness Drake. This will be the only minion that can challenge Rottenness Drake alone. We'll see about that soon. Ah, that's a pretty good one. Losing the last charge? Sure, go ahead. How is he going to have enough reach if he does that? Yeah, I figured it would be a little bit difficult. Okay, so this is questing and miscreant and a lackey.
Give me a quest.
What is the best lackey that I can get here? Titanic lackey, I guess. We'll give the questing taunt. Questing's a high value target anyway. It's still good. Let's make that the taunt minion. He can face tank it. Corrosive Breath and face tank it. But on the coin, so I'm keeping the miscreant. And I guess I'm keeping the bully because we're in a mirror. Alright. Probably looking at coin miscreant on 2. He didn't have a 1-drop either. Good. That's a piece of good news. Of course my miscreant can be seal fated or anything, but it's still got to be the coin miscreant. That's what we're here for. I could shadow step it. If I shadow step the miscreant now, he can't seal fate it away. Then I can witchy lackey it next turn. Actually, I think I'll do that. Because now I can play Pharaoh Cat Miscreant Witchy Lackey. Potentially. But he can't do much probably, because he needs me to have minions on the board for him to do things. And then I will suddenly have multiple minions on the board. Then do the Pharaoh Cat. And I can do the Miscreant. Cards in hand, and then I can do Witchy Lackey on the Miscreant. And turn it into a 4-drop. So now he gets to finally do things. But how good are those things? Not very good. It cleans up the board, sure, but... No, another Miscreant. I just can't afford to play it, right? I don't think I can. This is a Pharaoh Cat shot, what? Titanic Lackey kind of turn. He spent a lot of resources on that board. This kind of turn. This is how I think this goes. And that's going to get seal fated. Right. Almost guaranteed. So seal fate on it first. Oh, a damage lackey. I can use this damage lackey to feed him some misinformation about the potential of my hand. Then do I want the Mermy? Or do I want the Draconic Lackey? I guess Mermy is fine. Make some hand space. Get some more Reborns on the board. He has invoked twice. He could find Fan. We'll see soon. If he has a weak turn, next turn is probably a bully for me. He wants to roll again. Well, he could get an Edwin out there, of course. This could be an Edwin turn. No, that's just an Eviscerate. I do want to kill that, right? Do I play the bully and push? Is it too early? I don't have a lot of damage here. But how can he deal with the bully? If he can't deal with the bully, then can he stabilize? I think I'll start with the Draconic Lackey. Evasive Berm seems pretty sweet. I'll play the bully. Trade the Lackey. Push the 3 damage to the face. Now he should be mostly locked out of doing things. And that's Legend.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.